Good afternoon. I'm going to make a brief video of a little pre-writing brainstorming exercise for your final argument paper, your final research argument essay. It's called a Position Analysis Worksheet, and it's a good way just to kind of start brainstorming not just your own reasons for your topic, but why other people would oppose it. So I'm going to share the screen here and kind of walk you through this. Okay, so Position Analysis Worksheet. So it gives you a chance to explore your ideas about how your position, assertions, thesis, statement, and to explore ideas or reasons that oppose your position. The idea is kind of indicate what your tentative thesis statement is, and then maybe 4 to 6 reasons in support of this thesis statement. I'll probably only just do 3 for time's sake. In the column labeled against, and then in list reasons for in the column that is for the claim. Maybe try to find some common ground, and we'll kind of go from there. So this will be posted as a document in your Blackboard. So here's my initial thesis statement. Two-year college and trade programs at two-year colleges should be free. Okay. As a matter of fact, President Biden's actually recommending that. So especially after the affirmative action. So audience, those who believe higher education be reserved for those who can afford it. So if we just kind of started with some common ground, let's just kind of think of one. We could say something like most Americans believe that education is a way to increase a person's economic situation. I don't think anybody would really disagree with that, right? Okay, especially when we include trade programs like even automotive, cosmetology, anything in the medical fields, any of those kind of specialized fields like we do at two-year colleges. You can become an air conditioning repair person. So different two-year colleges have different programs. Okay, so you're in favor of this, we'll just imagine. Let's think about why people would be against it, okay? So one reason people might be against this, they might say something like students won't appreciate their education if it's free. I think a lot of people, I've heard people say stuff like that, right? Okay, maybe what would be another reason people would disagree with that? Well, they might have a kind of a good question. Who's going to pay for it? Well, that's a reasonable question. The reason against, I don't want to pay for them. I pay enough already. And some people would say, well, it seemed, God, hang on. I'll learn how to type again. Yeah. People might say, oh, it seems to be working fine now. Why change it? Okay. Well, let's just kind of just go with those 3 for now. I could, let me take a look here. Okay. Here's another one. So this is kind of a sub one to that seems to be working fine. Why not rely on student loans as we do now? Okay, so there's like 4 reasons that people might have. So what would be, actually, hang on a minute. I really screwed up, you guys. These are arguments. Thank God for cut and paste. Okay, so these are arguments against the claim, okay? This is my claim. This is what we should do. Here's the arguments against. Here's why we shouldn't do what you say we should do, okay? So students won't appreciate it if their education is free. Well, think about a way you could counter that. Maybe one way would be, say something like, many students get scholarships and reduced tuition already through various programs. And they seem to appreciate it. They seem to appreciate their education. Okay, so there's one. Here's one I thought of while I was doing this today. Public school, K through 12, let's do this. K through 12 is free. They seem to appreciate, which I would wonder about, their education. I don't think that's a bad one. Kind of rub their nose in it a little bit. Okay, so next. Who's going to pay for it? You could do a little research on this. I think you'd find it wouldn't be that tough. But I might say something like a combination, because everybody benefits from this. All benefit from education. For example, employers get more qualified workers. It could be a combination of federal, state, and local taxes. Everybody kind of throws a little bit in. And you might want to do some research to see if anybody else has any other ideas. And I'm not going to go through this whole thing and bore you with it, but this kind of gives you the idea. If you can kind of figure out, okay, what would the arguments be? Or you could go either way. You could put down your arguments and then try to figure out the arguments against it. It doesn't really matter. So you can, this is a good way to just kind of, you don't even have to print this sheet out. You can just get a piece of paper, put lines on it. Here's one common ground. Most Americans believe that education is a way to increase a person's economic situation. I don't think anybody would argue that, do you? Now, down here, let's see, I guess it goes over to this page. Hang on a minute. Yes. Okay, then I kind of go back and maybe revise my initial thesis statement. That would be this statement here. Just maybe reword it a little bit, or maybe you've got a better, clearer idea about really what it is your position is. So, an educated and trained workforce will increase the prosperity of Americans. That might be another way to go at this, okay? So anyway, I just wanted to kind of throw this out there and give, because now you've got 2 weeks now to get this done. To maybe a good place to really start to make your ideas a little more concrete than abstract. I've been doing this little worksheet with students for years. A lot of students had it really kind of helped them visualize what they needed to put in their paper and kind of how to organize it and stuff. So here it is, and I will see here. That will, you know, I'm gonna post stuff in Blackboard for the last two weeks here pretty soon. So so that's all I have about that. Take a look at it. It won't take you too long. Thank you.